What's up, y'all? Today, we talking about a good relationship versus a godly relationship. Yup, a good relationship doesn't actually equate to a godly relationship, right? And I feel like a lot of us have this issue, especially us in the kingdom of God or us who are Christians, right? I think we don't understand sometimes what good versus godly is, right? So someone can be good to you. Someone can be kind to you. Someone can be nice to you, right? And somebody could do good things for you, but are they godly though? So sometimes I think we get confused when we get in relationships, right? We think like, oh, she always there, or oh, he always there. He fly me out. He's on the phone with me when I need him. Like he makes me laugh. She makes me laugh. She makes me feel good. We do a lot of things together. We go on trips together. We have fun together. We with our friends a lot. That person is good. That's a good relationship because you're able to do things together. And that person they're not mean to you. That person doesn't treat you wrong, right? That person doesn't disrespect you, right? You don't feel that way like that. That's a good relationship. But is that a godly relationship, y'all? Is that a godly relationship? Because someone who is good, when you just have a good relationship or somebody who is good, what's going to happen when things go wrong? Right? That's basically a worldly relationship. It seemed good. Remember the enemy, he seemed good. But what happens when you go under the fire? What happens when things spark off and now you really need somebody to be there for you? You really need somebody to think of you. Or you in a big, hard situation, but they don't got God to cover you, right? You in a good relationship, but is it a godly relationship? Does that person even truly know how to love you, right? Do they know how to put themselves to the side? Because a good relationship more than likely is going to be a worldly relationship. So it's still kind of like a fleshy relationship, right? Person nice to you, they do things for you, but guess what? Y'all still a little fleshy though, right? Y'all might have had sex by mistake or whatever. If you're in a relationship, that is not a marriage. You're in a relationship, it's real good. You know, you still doing the things that you used to do. You ain't changed, but that person good to you though. They good to you, they nice, they kind, they there, but guess what? They still got you in the same places that you used to be. You really stuck. You're not growing, right? This person that's good, but they don't forgive other people. They good, right? They're willing to give you money if you need it, right? You know what I'm saying? But sometimes they don't give you their last. They're good daddy, but they're a loving daddy in some way. They have fun with the children, but do they think about the children's character? Do they think about being kind to the children? Do they think about how things affect the children? It's good. But good, most of the time, is not enough. This is why God does not focus on good. He focuses on being godly. He focuses on the spirit, his spirit. He focuses on love. And love don't feel good all the time, y'all. Right? Because the devil tempts us to do things that seem good. But look what it does to us. It also keeps us in our past. It keeps us from growing. So you in a good relationship, but you're not growing. You could go to church one day and guess what? Y'all go to church, but then y'all go back home doing the same thing. It's good though. But more than likely, if you want godly, it's probably not going to seem good in a way, right? But it makes you feel good. Y'all do everything that feel good, but but where's God at? Where's the love? Where's the kindness? Where's the forgiveness? Where's the giving? Where's the selflessness? Where's the sacrifice? Right? How do y'all get through hard situations? Because if you just got a good relationship, how are you going to figure out what somebody needs? Somebody could just point you to a therapist. You need a therapist. But they don't help you with the thing that you struggle with. But somebody who's godly or a godly relationship reflects that. It reflects love. It reflects giving. It reflects helping. It reflects growing. You don't stay where you was. Your relationship changes and grows. You learn how to get out of things together. It's not just about y'all having fun. A godly relationship is not just about y'all going places and being happy. Matter of fact, God never promised happiness. If your relationship with God is kind of hard sometimes, but don't you grow? You went through something hard, but now you grew. Somebody who's just good, more than likely it's going to be hard for them to be in that type of relationship. More than likely, if you just good, when it comes to hard situations, where they going to go to, where they going to run to, how they going to get what they need for you. Good does not equate godly. Good does not equate loving. Good does not equate God's ways, righteousness. Good is not enough, y'all. A good relationship could also be somebody who y'all just, y'all working all the time and y'all got good jobs. Y'all got a nice house. Y'all got good, nice looking clothes. Y'all know a lot of people, but that's a good relationship. That's not a godly relationship, right? Y'all focused on money too, but y'all not focused on the other. How can I love them? How can I make more time for them? I did something wrong. How can I fix that issue? But when you don't have God, guess what? You can't fix issues. I know so many people that have families where they have issues and they don't fix them issues. They don't fix those issues. They don't talk about the issue. And then later on, they act like it didn't happen the next day. And then later on, guess what happens? It starts to crush. It starts to fall down. Things start to get bad later. But see, when it's a godly relationship, things get better later. Think about it. When you're in a relationship with God, things seem hard. Right? You be going through all the pain like, oh my God, why I gotta go through this? But then what happens? Later, you're stronger. Later, you're closer to God. Later, you're better. Later, you feel more love. But when it's just good and God ain't there, later, things start to get worse. Why? That's like a symptom going unchecked. You feel good, right? You might feel good in the moment, but then later on, what's going on with me, yo? I didn't know that eating all this bad food would do this to me. I didn't know not forgiving people would make me feel this way. I didn't know me not apologizing and not communicating with that person would cause this big issue. That's what happens later. But with God, God helps you now. He helps you to get through everything now. He helps you to depend on him and to go to him. He helps you to want to fix things in the relationship. That's what a godly relationship is. You go through the fire together. Y'all get purified together. Y'all become more godly and loving to each other together. It ain't just about the world. It's not just about what it look like. It's not just about how it feel. You would sacrifice this car for your family. You would sacrifice this house for your family. That's what a godly relationship is. Godly is about sacrifice. It's about giving up oneself for the other. Good? That's not godly. That's not godly. So when things is rough, when it's time to you know what I'm saying? When it's time to do something that's hard to do, who gonna be willing? That's when all that good start to fade away. That's what it looked like. It looked good, but it's not godly. So we got to understand godly relationships and good relationships or worldly relationships is going to keep us stuck if it's just a good relationship. And most of the time, a good relationship is just basic surface level. That's because it looks good and it seems good. But beneath the surface is dirty. Beneath the surface is weak. There's no foundation. It's not strong. A godly relationship it starts with a foundation of God, right? The focus point is beneath the surface because the foundation makes it stronger for everything on top of the surface. You understand? So we're going to focus on the hard thing because when you do the foundation, when you focus on the foundation first, that takes a little bit longer. It's a little bit harder. But guess what? It's a little bit stronger. You understand? Later on, it's a little bit stronger. But when you don't focus on that foundation, you only focus on the top. Guess what? It's a little bit weaker. That's what happens in a good relationship versus a godly relationship. there's no true love. It's only what seems like. It's only what it appears to be. But a godly relationship is true love. It's strong love. And it's God in between that. So when you have issues, guess who you could run to? Guess who you could go to? Guess who we can go to? Guess who we can depend on? And God provides other people outside of that to help us. And we do not rely on worldly things. We do not get mad and just hate each other over, oh, this bill ain't paid, or oh, this car is this, and oh, I want this and I want that. We're willing to sacrifice the things that we want or that seem good and appealing to the world for one another so that we can stay together and love each other and build this marriage or build this relationship and get closer to God. That's what a good relationship looks like. But that's what a godly relationship is. All right, y'all. So we gotta understand that I can't just be going after somebody just because they make me feel good, but they don't treat me wrong. Just because somebody don't treat you wrong don't mean that it won't be wrong, or doesn't mean that it won't be bad later. Because again, the devil makes you feel good. So right now it seems good, but later on you get to see how it actually ends up bad. And it's not always somebody trying to hurt you and do all of these bad things for you. But if I'm leading you down a road that's not good, but looks good and feels good, then there's nothing but bad that comes from that. I can be a good person and we do good things. And I always do. I'm doing everything for you, but I ain't spending my money right. I'm doing all of these things for you, but we ain't talking about these finances. I'm doing all these good things for you, but I ain't thinking about how you need love. I'm doing all these good things for you, but when you get mad at me, I'm never taking accountability. But I'm not yelling at you and I'm not cussing at you. But I'm like, and I can't recognize it. That's what good is. But love thinks about more than that. God thinks about more than that. Right? So a godly relationship is more of a stable relationship. It's hard because now you got to be willing to give up this past stuff. You got to be willing to give up the things that you would do that's worldly. You got to be willing to give up what looks appealing or what looks good to the world for this relationship that may not always look good to the world. And it may not feel good all the time. But I guarantee later on you're going to be able to stand on that because it's built off of God, right? It's built off God. God first, not what feels good and what looks good. All right, so we got to be able to make sure that we know how to differentiate between good versus godly. Just because they make me feel good don't mean that they're godly. And that also might be somebody that's at the church. So we got to make sure and understand these relationships. Does it satisfy my flesh more? Is it more towards the flesh? Is it more worldly or is it godly? Would God approve of this? Would God want me to be this way in this relationship? What is it that God would want? How would God want us to be? Is God here? Not am I going to the church, but is he here? Who he is and how he is. Is he here? Let's figure that out. God versus good. Good versus God. Let's figure that out. If we Christians and we believers and we trying to be in the kingdom, man, let's make sure we choosing godly relationships, not just good ones, man. That's not good enough. That'll have us struggling in our relationship with God. That'll have us stuck in our worldly ways. That'll have us looking like the world and not like God. All right? Hope this video blessed y'all. Hope it helped y'all in some way. I love y'all. I'm going to get at y'all when I get at y'all.